cold, and it seems like so much is going on. Hello, how are you? What's your name? And where are you going? It's cold. It seems like a lot is going on. Hello, how are you? Where are you going? It seems there's so much in the air. The trees, the trees. Hello, how are you? The new moon, and the new doom is upon us all. I feel it, I see it, I smell it. Something in the air today. Something happened around 2 p.m., 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Something happened in the wind, a shifting of the wind from one side to the other, you know. These are the things. These are the things. Something's happening. I feel it. I did not know that today was the new moon until this evening. And then I say, this all makes sense. That today is the new moon and the new doom. Yes, today marks a passage of timing. Something is shifting from west to east, from north to south. Something major happening. Something major's happening today. There is a crack in the middle of the ball that is humanity. There is a cracking occurring. Yes, there is. It's cold and I'm shaking. Because it's cold and I'm shaking. Because it's cold and I'm shaking. I'm also shaking because I feel the tide shifting. This will be the hardest times, you know. The worst is upon us. The worst of the worstest. Can it get worse? We laugh, we smile, we eat our Doritos and our hot dogs. We say, oh, cheesecake. Yes, give me blocks of cheese. All of our refrigerated items. But what will we do when there is no refrigeration? What will we eat then? Ramen noodles. Better start reading up on prison meals and knowing how to put ramen with Doritos and frito cheese with the summer sausage together to make an edible arrangement, because we're going to start having to eat like prisoners eat. Instinctively, I watched a YouTube channel tonight. For some reason, I never even feel compelled to even look into this. My whole time on YouTube can search anything in search bar, you know. And I decided to type in the search bar, prison food. And I found so many channels of prison recipes. And I watched one video and I say, see, okay, me understand this, you know. Me understand this shit. Something is happening today. Even I'm not privy to this information, but I know that something's happening today. I've had more of a somber feeling today that started around 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My entire mood shifted from the west to the east, from the north to the south. And we meet right in the middle, you know, in the crosshairs of the intersecting of the winds, and we say, aha, I see where we're at. On the map we are at, let's see. Wavy, wavy, wavy. Cracky, cracky. Colorado, Kansas City, Missouri. Let's go to Tennessee. It's in Tennessee, something. I see it in the crystal ball. Something in Tennessee. Why? Why are you here? Tennessee? Why Tennessee? I don't know. I just see Tennessee in my crystal ball. I see it. I see it. Tennessee. Something happened in Tennessee now. Something boom, boom, vroom, vroom. I see it. Something happening in Tennessee. That is the state that's coming to my gaze. Tennessee. Not even what I think. I think Missouri, Arkansas. I think Texas. But no. Tennessee. Why? Why Tennessee? I don't know. These things happen in my head, and they call me crazy. They call me crazy psycho, They call me so many things. And I don't feel bad about it, I did not know I was trying to be your friend, Me not want friendship, no. We have sisters, we have brothers. No friends here. No friends here, Mythos is my brother. I accepted this today, I want him to know this publicly. I have a brother, I have a sister, no friends, Friendsings, no friends, Something is happening today in the Tennessee Valley, Something is stirring, something is moving, something is waking. Something is happening today. You feel it today. Do you feel it today? I feel today. I do. I didn't start really feeling for real until 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Something is creeping, maneuvering, Something. They hate me. They hate me because I sense them, I can smell them and I can feel them way before they show up, I smell. I can see far away, I can see them far away coming, They don't like it. They can't sneak it up on me, They can't sneak it up on me. Six sensings, They call it the sixth sense, Because our five senses are seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, touching. The sixth sense is something untangible, Something you can reach through. The filter of all these things. The curtain beyond the eyeball and the nose. Me not smell. It's a sensing beyond the curtain. And they say, no. I say, yes. Yes, I can. I feel it. Me know. Cord snapping. Big time. Blacking and snapping. They don't like when I speak. I don't like receiving such things in my mind, Because then I have to carry it in my head and I don't know what it means, They say, she crazy, give her medication. Go lock her up. And I say, if you lock me up, I see that coming too, Then I'll tell you about yourself 30 years in the future. To tell you won't make it 30 years in the future. There is no 30 years in the future at all. Crystal ball, I can see, I'm not a witch. No, 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 no. Witchy, witchy. Who's that? Get the switchy. Witches. Voodoo, hoodoo, The juju, the judo, I see you, though. I see you. Switcheroo, switcheroo. Ah, ja, You want to fumble the ball, yeah? You want to fumble the ball right before the end zone, Right before the touchdown and the happy dance and all these things. These things mean nothing to me, these words coming out of my mouth. Not to me, to you, maybe, perhaps. Sheep bouncing in the field, the shepherd's staff, and the pigsy oinking with the fucking mask. And we say, why? Why? The coyotes are hungry. I want them to eat. I will feed them, The gators are snapping. I want them to eat, no thinking about it. No thought involved. Just pure, unadulterated feeling, Gut instinct. Where are your guts, Your guts are shoved up into your esophagus. That's where they are. You're choking on your guts. You can't breathe properly, All of the mucus, forming in the back of your throat. Coughing and spitting out of your mouth and your nose, Running away. Wondering where you will stay. Curses and hearses, hexes and vexes, and all of my exes live in Texas. Say what you fucking will. Say what you want. Okay? You say that you will, and I say that you don't. Okay? $8 days, right? 8 days. 8 fucking days. Get it together. Get it to fucking together. You're fucking pathetic. This is my adversary. This is the one who fell from heaven. Lucifer, son of the morning. This is my enemy, thus saith God. This is the person that stands before me accusing me, threatening me. Ha ha, very funny. Satan, Ha, Shaitan. Funny. Funny, pathetic, That's all you got? That's all you fucking got? This is the threat? This is the biggest enemy my whole life I wait for. This is the one? This is the one. This is why we all cower. This is why we all cower, our faces sour. This is why this person, this creature, this being, this person, this big, mad person, you cower, you scared of this person? Human flesh, white meat, blood and bone. The skeletal system supports the skin, Look at the bone. I'm the king of bones, bitch. You're nothing but a fucking imposter. I have more skulls on my belt than you will ever have. Skull beads all around my waist. Real voodoo, hoodoo, nothing you have. In tune with the salt, the mineral content to make things move and shift. You have no matter. Your brain is splatter. Okay? Mush, mush mouth is all you're about. You can't move anything about. You're not moving weight. You're moving hate. Hate has no weight. Blowing in the wind. All you have. You know, friend with trees. You're enemies of the leaves. Why is that? As you fall from the sky. I've seen it with my eye. Asleep, bitch. You make fun of me, you with no skull, brain, nothing. You with nothing in your mind, nothing there, scattered beans and peas and such, you know? Noodle, noodle. You know nothing about nothing, about nothing, about nothing. You know nothing. You are nothing with something, knowing nothing. A sandwich made for eternity. Cowering, scouring, looking. Oh, white powering? Where? The generator is running dry. Where is the gasolina? You need some charge. We talk, and we talk. And some things just align with chalk, you know? Some things balk. The Balkan Islands, you know? The Vulcan, okay? You know what I'm saying? Parlez-vous français, okay? Elegiste el sufrimiento. Viendo el final de ti. 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 Turn around. Every now and then you get a little bit tired and you need to take a nap. Turn around. Every now and then you get a little bit fucked up and you need to go. I don't even know. Every now and then you get a little bit sleepy and you need to go to bed. Turn around. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. Name that hook.
Beautiful.
You're beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found it from him. Cry me a river, oh. Cry me a river, oh. You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. It's fucking cold, bitches. Hey. Well, we just let the spirit move us. Any way you choose us, you will not abuse us. Hey, hey. We got the Red River, the Red River, the Red River, the Red River, the Red River. You wish, bitch. Wish.com. You wished it, bitch. Such a threat. You wishes. You wish you were a threat. What threat? Did someone say threat? Did someone say threat? I say bets. And that's on Texas, baby. Come on, bitch. Get up. Get your asses in line, bitch. Line 'em up, bitch. Okay, here we go. Let's keep this cadence going, okay? Come on, y'all. Get it together. Booty holes in line, bitch. Come on. You wanna play? This is pathetic. 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 Bitches. Bitches. And hoes. Bitches and hoes. Bitches and hoes. Bitches and hoes. Bitches and hoes. Come on. Y'all can't have no fucking fun around here. You don't know how to have fun. Somebody say something today. Come on, y'all. What are y'all looking to see? Blood on the leaves, blood on the pine needles. Blood on the concrete, blood on the sheets, bitch. Blood on the rocks, bitch. Blood on the bricks, bitch. Blood on the sand hole, blood in the ocean, blood on the river, blood in the creek bed, bitch. What the fuck you wanna see, bitch? We gon' give it to you, ho. We gon' give it to you, ho. We gon' give it to you, ho. Yes, we are. You wanna see blood on the moon, bitch? Blood on the sun, bitch? Blood on the grass, bitch? Blood on the flowers, bitch? Yes, you do. Blood on the gas pump, bitch. Blood on the couch, bitch. Blood on your bed, bitch. Blood on the kitchen floor, bitch. What you wanna see, ho? Oh my God, such lame shit I done seen today, ho. What the fuck? Oh, how am I gonna read for 4 hours? What the fuck, bitch? I can't even believe it, bitch. I sat down, I laid down, bitch, and I was like, what the hell, ho? Is this bitch ass shit going on, bitch? You ain't got no real shit to fucking say, bitch. What a waste of fucking skin, bitch. You just a skeleton passing through this life, bitch. You ain't got nothing real to say, bitch. You a scam, bitch. You a whole scam, bitch. You a whole lie, bitch. You ain't got no fire in your guts, bitch. You ain't got shit, bitch. You ain't got shit, bitch. You ain't got shit, bitch, but a flapping tongue, ho. That's all you got, bitch. A little waggly, waggly, bitch. Click, click, click in between your teeth, bitch. You got a virus in your nose, bitch. You got COVID in your eyes, bitch. You got herpes on your dick, bitch. You got hemorrhoids on your ass, bitch. You got disease all in your guts, bitch. You got inflammation in your lungs, bitch. You got all these fucking problems, bitch. Your husband don't wanna fuck you, bitch. Your children don't like you, bitch. You raping children out here. You talking all this dumb ass shit, and we don't give a damn, bitch. And you still trying to talk, bitch, but I ain't gonna listen, bitch. Cause I'm on a fucking tangent, bitch. And I can do this shit all fucking night, bitch. And you don't have no stamina, bitch. Because you are full of shit, bitch. And you don't wanna hear me preach, bitch. But here I am under this tree, bitch. And I'm gonna run a train on your ass, bitch. And I don't give a damn. We in the dirty South, bitch. If you don't wanna get dirty, don't get down here, bitch. Cause you gon' get ran through, ho. Right all in this red dirt, bitch. This red clay, bitch. Right here in motherfucking Georgia, bitch. You type it all in the chat, bitch. I'm not reading none of that shit, bitch. I'm still fucking singing, bitch. You don't wanna hear a Georgia girl say shit, bitch. You a whole fucking lie, ho. I don't give a goddamn, bitch. I can sing these two notes, ho. I ain't a fucking singer, bitch, but I can hold two fucking notes, ho. Yes, I motherfucking can, bitch. I will keep riding the train on your ass, bitch. Get in your truck, bitch. Get in your lifted fucking truck, bitch. With that motherfucking big exhaust, bitch. You fucking your truck in the exhaust, bitch. You got your radio turned the fuck up. Listen to Tim McGraw, bitch. You Tim McGraw motherfucking ass, bitch. We don't give a damn, bitch. Shania Twain looking ass, bitch. We don't give a fuck, bitch. Go listen to them Backstreet Boys, bitch. We don't fucking care, ho. Go listen to I don't fucking know, bitch. Go listen to the Cranberries, bitch. We don't fucking fuck with that shit, bitch. Talking about, shut the fuck up, ho. Hey, hey, hey. I just drank a fuck of coffee, bitch. One little cup of coffee, bitch. I'ma keep riding on you, ho. And I don't care what you say, bitch. What you gonna do, bitch? Tie some shit on YouTube, bitch. What you gonna do, ho? Talking all that shit, bitch. What you gonna do, bitch? I don't give a damn, bitch. I'm sick of all this shit, bitch. All this chit all the fucking time, bitch. You got all that shit to say, bitch, but you ain't gonna show your raggedy ass fucking face, bitch. I would be ashamed too, bitch, if I were fucking you, bitch, but I ain't fucking you, bitch. That's why I'm showing my fucking face, bitch. I don't identify with shit, bitch, so get the fuck up out of my chat, bitch. You a whole bitch nigga yourself, bitch, playing furry games on subreddits, bitch. Don't let me read you again, Tonic and Sales, bitch. You two-faced motherfucking fuck, bitch. Get the hell up out of my chat, bitch. I don't fucking care with your bestiality ass, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Get the hell out of my chat, bitch. I will put you in timeout myself, bitch. But Mythos got it before me, bitch. Cause he on that shit, bitch. And if you got shit to say about Mythos, bitch, you saying it about me too, bitch. With your clown looking ass, bitch. Shut the fucking fuck up, bitch. Hey. Sometimes you just gotta sing, bitch, to keep yourself warm, bitch, cause it's freezing outside, bitch, and the coronavirus be creeping around every corner, bitch. Every corner, bitch, here it comes, invading your lungs, bitch, talking about I can't breathe, bitch, we know, bitch. Got fucking AIDS, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Crying to me about, oh, bloated Kiki had my wife leave me. You know why your fucking wife left you, Tonic and Sales? Cause you a freak, bitch. You can't be blaming bloated Kiki for your life choices, bitch. I will not tolerate that shit. Bloated Kiki's a whole lie, but he's not the reason why your wife left you, bitch. Don't be blaming it on him, bitch. Don't play that fucking game with me, bitch. Your wife left you, Tonic and Sales, bitch, cause you a whole fucking weirdo seeking out cocks and pussies on some furry shit, bitch, on some bestiality shit. Be quiet, bitch. Go play Sonic the Hedgehog, heaven ass bitch. I don't have time. You in a whole homeless shelter, bitch. Check on your life. Don't be blaming bloated Kiki for your whole life, bitch. Don't do that now. Not on my watch. Agreed. Bloated Kiki And Bloated Kiki made my wife leave me, and he's the reason. Oh, so Bloated Kiki's fucking Satan himself, and he just made everything bad happen to you in your life. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. No one man has all that power, bitch. Check on your life, bitch. Take some responsibility, Tonic and Sales. Jesus Christ. Help him. Don't fucking do that shit. Bloated Kiki hasn't ruled or ruined my life, bitch. Check on yourself. Take some motherfucking responsibility for your fucking subreddit fucking actions, bitch. Sitting there looking for furry cocks in a subreddit forum, bitch. Oopsie daisy, bitch. You found Bloated Kiki, bitch. And that's why your wife left you, bitch. Cause she's like, what the fucking fuck, bitch? Talking about Bloated Kiki convinced me I was gay. Oh, hell no, he did not. He did not convince you were gay. He did not convince you were gay, Tonic and Sales. Do not blame Bloated Kiki for shit he did not do.
Correct.
Okay? Do not misappropriate your responsibility, Tonic and Sales. How old are you, Tonic and Sales? Come on now.
I think she's ready, sis.
Hold on, let me smoke this cigarette. We head out.
Yeah, we are not doing that.
Do not. We're not playing scapegoat games over here, bitch. Blaming one person for every fucking thing that goes wrong in your life, bitch. Come on now. Come on now.
Amen.
Do not do that today, bitch.
Amen, amen, amen.
We're not doing that shit. If you gonna call somebody out on they shit, don't blame them for why your life got fucked up. No, no, no. No, we're not, bitch. Look at your choices, bitch, and that's why you are where you're at. Check on it, bitch. Do not play with me today. Playing the victim all the fucking time. Jesus, how I trust you, how you proved it all, and all this other dumbass shit. Don't play with me today, Tonic and Sales. You sail the fuck away, because when I called on you yesterday, after you chit-chatting in the chitty-chat, you ran the fuck away with nothing else to say. Then you pop up now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You had the time to air out your anus yesterday when I asked you a direct question, Tonic, and sails the fuck away. Exactly. Sails the fuck away. Grow up. Hold your balls. Do you have any? Find them. And make sure they're dropped. Hopefully they're not stuck up inside of you like fucking ovaries. And even if you have ovaries, those are still balls. Let them hang, bitch. Rumor Research Lab is cool. For now. For some reason, that name sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. We don't know. Don't be coming in here blaming and scapegoating one person for your whole life.
Yeah, we're not running a hate train.
We're not running a hate train. That's what we're not doing. Stick to the facts, or you get the axe.
Absolutely.
We're not writing science fiction here. Bloated Kiki, da 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 da, and da 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 da, and ra ka 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 ka. Stick to the facts, or you get the axe. If you're under the age of 25, I'll give you a slight pass. But if you're over the age of 25, get it to fucking together. Come on now. You're too old to be playing such bullshit. Come on. Maturity. I am with Okama always. There's hardly a moment that I'm not near her presence. So just know if you see me, she's not too far away. And Yoki's always a couple steps behind her. Okay? So just know and assume that anytime you see my face on YouTube, Okama's in the vicinity within a 300-foot radius. Maybe 1,000-foot radius, but at least 300. We do live together. Yoki's always with me. She's right there, okay? Somebody say, is this the female that identify as black? Never have I ever said I identify as black. I said I don't identify as white. If you conclude, therefore, thusly, because I don't identify as white, I therefore identify as black, you are a fool to yourself. Very small scope of mind. No imagination. To live in a white and black world, you know? Use your imagination. Colorless world, you know? We head back now. We leave. My face will no longer be forefront on screen. Today is a day of doom. Come on, Luli. Let's go, Luli. It's cold now. It's very cold. It's okay, Cookie. Come on. We go outside tomorrow when the sun is shining. We have not seen the sun in 2 or 3 days. Xander, what's up? What happened? Yes, get out your pen and paper, your legal pad, and take a few notes, yes. Jot it down. Shorthand, hurry, I talk fast. We can get real country, you know what I'm saying? Like real country. You know, I am from Georgia after all, you know. I was born in Alabama, but I ain't like lived there for that long, you know. I was born in Valley, Alabama, you know. Only lived there for like a year. I don't know if I have any memories of that, you know. But then my mom's and my dad's, they done moved to fucking Georgia, you know. And then what had happened was I got older. And then I was like, wow, I'm 22. And then I got a scholarship to University of Houston, you know. And I went to school at University of Houston on a violin performance scholarship, did 1 semester there. And then I got involved with the hip hop community in Houston and did stuff with that shit for like, you know, a little while, you know. I'm not going to name drop because I'm not clout chasing. I just would state the facts, but if I state the facts of what I've lived, then people say, she's clout chasing. I say, well, I just happen to know those people. Why are you so pressed? I don't goddamn know, you know? So we won't talk about my experience in the music industry, because we've already done talked about all that dumbass shit. You know, it wasn't that extensive, wasn't that interesting. Just a few Houston rappers, a few ATL rappers, and Chuck D from Public Enemy, you know. But I say, you know, I cut my ties with the music industry, and I went on my merry fucking way, and then I went down to Miami, you know. And once I was in Miami, it was Viva Loca, you know. She became a new bitch, you know. She became a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so, you know, she went to Miami and she drank her Cuban coffee, you know. And she lived there for a while, then she ventured up to New York City. And then she went back down to Georgia, and this was around 2012, you know. And then, I'm not looking at the screen if you're chitty-chatty. I cannot look because I'm driving, and that would be very, very perilous for all involved in this vehicle, you know. So then she was down in Georgia, and then her parents disowned her, long story short. So then she was, I'll trace it for you, then she was in Virginia, near the Richmond area. Then she ventured to DC for 2 weeks, lived in the, Silver Springs, there we go, Maryland, for 2 weeks. Then she was in Manhattan for 2 months. Then after that, she was in Kitchener, Canada, in the Ontario province for a few months. Then after that, she went back to Georgia, and from Georgia, she ventured into Alabama. Just giving you just the timeline of my travels, not what was going on for why I was traveling, just where I was at. So this is around 2013. Then from Alabama, she went back to Miami. Then she lived and settled in South Beach for 7 months, lived on Miami Beach. This is 2014. And lived in Miami all of 2014. Then she ventured into Orlando. Then she ended up in Kentucky. This is now 2015. Then she ended up in 2015, went from Orlando to Kentucky, lived in, Frankfort, Kentucky, from January 2015 to fucking June, July of 2015. Then she moved to Thornfield, Missouri, which is the Ozarks in Missouri, and lived there from July 2015 until the end of December, beginning of January 2016. And then she went to Georgia for 2 weeks. January 2016, went to Houston, met up with Okama, they lived in High Island, Texas, on the beach. That's just a little tidbit, you know. I won't get into all the rest, you know. But from High Island, lived in Liberty, Texas, you know, 2 months. Then went to New Mexico, lived on the Navajo reservation for a month, you know. Then traveled back down through Texas, you know, went back to High Island from August 2016 to October 2016. Then lived in Houston in, Spring Branch from November 2016 until April 2017. Went back to High Island for a short stint, went to Oklahoma for like a week in the Cherokee Reservation. Back to High Island. Then in the August of 2017, went and moved to Florida and lived at Lake Como Family Nudist Resort from August 2017 until February of 2018, and then lived in Ocala National Forest for a month or two, I don't know. Then Apalachicola National Forest for 2 months, you know. Then went up to Michigan, the southern part of Michigan, lived in the forest, and then went to Colorado, right outside of Fort Collins in the, what is that called? Not Arapahoe. Is it Arapahoe National? Roosevelt National Forest off of Poudre Canyon. If you know anything about that place that burned from fire, the Cameron Peak fire burned the whole place down, this past year, 2020. We were there in 2018, Went to Colorado for a whole month, camped on the mountain for a month, Primitive style. Then went to Missouri, lived in Missouri, Isabella, Missouri, near Doran of Missouri, from July 2018 until January 2nd or 3rd of 2019. Then moved to San Antonio, lived in San Antonio, Texas, from January 2019 until March of 2020. Then moved to Columbus, Georgia, which is where I'm at now. Have been here since March 2020. So that's my travel. So when I talk, I have a lot of different, I don't know. I have a lot of styles of speaking. You can call it schizophrenia. I've just traveled a lot, I just have a lot of people inside of me, You pick up different peoples along the way. I've met so many people, I've lived in an open situation for so many years and had no control over who I got to hang around for so many years, I had experience in the open with no gates, no security, nothing, living outside, for so many years, have no ability to tell people, go away. No, they come up to us, we have a camp, little tent, little fire, a couple pots and pans, and they say hello, and I say, oh no, but I can't make them go away. So I got used to talking to so many people, met many types of people, convicts. There's so many faces that are at the, oh, you want to honk at me now? Why honk at me? I had the right of way. I had a green light. You did not. You had a turning light. You honk at me for some reason, I don't know. So meeting so many people, and I'm not looking at the phone. I just hold it up to my face, Meet so many people because I live outside, by my own choosing. Meet people who get out of prison, people who are just camping, people who are in the military, people who are in the bandidos. I met a lot of bandidos. For some reason, the bandidos always find us in Southeast Texas, And we always, we talk to them, we hang out, Just so many people. And I ask myself, I lived such an open lifestyle for so many years, Have no control over make people go away, shut a door, say goodbye to them, Ask myself, why are you so anti? So people on YouTube say, you don't want to talk to us. You have not lived what I've lived. If you live outside for a month, without a house, you change. I'm changed. I can never turn myself back into an old version of myself. I'm forever transformed from 2016 until 2019. Forever transformed. So there is nothing that anyone can tell me about communication with other people when you've lived how I've lived. Now, you might say, well, from my experience, that is your experience. I've had to communicate with people based off of me being outside. And anybody can roll up on us and tell me something or do something to us, huh? We lived a public lifestyle. It was a public place. Anybody can come to us and roll up on us and do things to us if they wanted to, because we lived in the open. So I am very antisocial because I spent so many years, anybody could come up on us and bother us, So I live very quiet, low-key lifestyle now. I don't have any social interactions really outside of the people I live with because I was forced to talk to people all the time, all hours of the day because of how I lived. So you get all mad at me, talking she's so mean. You know, you go to your house, you shut the door, you lock the door, you know, your security camera, you don't have to talk to people. You haven't lived how I've lived where you have to talk to people. And you think you know something about humanity. I'm not talking about living on the streets. And I have lived on the streets for a week, you know. I wasn't on the streets for weeks and weeks and months. I lived, quote, a homeless life for an entire week in Houston, Texas. That was a long time ago. So I've had a little bit of everything, you know. I've had a taste of high lifestyle in Miami, where a black card was swiped and anything that I wanted, for the most part, what I wanted, I could have. I've had nothing, you know. I've had a lot, and I've had, quote, nothing. And nothing inside of me changes. So you can talk all your little talky talk about, wow, look at her, shikaka, indikaka. You don't even know anything about me to have such conclusions about me being trailer trash. But that's funny to me. Yes, I have lived in a trailer. I've lived in an apartment. I've lived in a condominium. Yes, I have. I've lived in lots of different places. They all seem the same to me. Me not bothered about it. You bothered. Material items you identify with and think that you somebody big because you have this thing or that thing or this thing. You know, I've had nothing and something always feel the same. I'm not moved by material man-made items to think I'm better than somebody else because I have this and they do not. That's your problem. Not mine. I wear the same type of clothes every day, not feel bad about myself, not worry about it, don't care. Same hoodie, who cares? Me not identifying with what clothes I wear to feel better about myself, even while you laugh at me, I'm not caring. I have more money in the bank right now than probably you. And it's not even savings, I just don't spend money. And you can talk about how I get money, and we can talk about how you get money, and it doesn't matter how you make it, it's all dirty money anyway. Me not care about that. We're not talking about money. We're talking about who you are. Who you are is not the clothes that you wear, and the car that you drive, and the money you have in the bank. That's nothing. But if you want to make that a thing, that's your problem. Sometimes I have to remind myself, you know, we live in the now, we don't live in the past. But sometimes I have to remind myself everything I've lived, to know exactly how I got here right now, and it was a choice. The choices I've made through all these years have led me precisely here. Okay? I mean, know this. Some days are harder than others because, of course, is there anything perfect about any of this? No. However, I don't complain about the house that I live in terms of thinking, oh, I wish I had that house over there. I feel bad about myself because I live in this house versus that house. Of course not. You know? So y'all just need to calm down. I'm crying because I have this perfectly functioning car and don't have your fucking car payment. My car is paid for. I own my car. Does it matter what she looks like if she runs perfectly fine? No. Stupid fuck. Let me put my turn signal on to turn into my driveway. We have what we need. They make fun of me because of what I wear, what I drive, what I live, you know. It's like, wow, you know, you care more than I do. You care more than I do what I drive. I don't crazy. You're more invested in me than me. How about you come change my life then? You're so concerned about it. Why don't you just buy me a new car then if you're worried about it, you know? You're ashamed for me, then I'm not ashamed. You embarrassed about my life. It's not your life to be embarrassed by. She's in poverty. She's poor. Yeah. Because money makes us rich, you know. I'm rich from my experiences, and you could never take them away from me. Emily's asleep. Never, never, never. Oh, so many so many comments deleted. Wow, I felt powerful. So many eyes on me lately. I used to just have a few people in the watching, like 4 people. I'm like, wow, 4 people are watching, you know. That's amazing. Now it's like 20, 30. I'm like, wow, I feel big. I can't say this is the largest stage I've ever been on because it's not. It's not. The biggest audience I've ever stood for is about probably 700 people at a time. Perhaps, I don't know. It's House of Blues Houston. I don't know how many people that they pack in there, you know. I don't know. Okay. Well, to be quiet. Hold on. Well, if you don't say, as I fall over. Turn the heat on. It's cold in here. I have my Baphomet shirt. I'm not gonna wear it right now. But I do have it, you know. I bought it for whatever, you know. Doesn't mean anything to me. It means something to you, you know. We find out soon if President Trump is gonna be impeached. Listen, today's a special day. We have to. We're gonna find out. I have 3 layers on, you know. It's a lot. Jesus. Hey, Cookie. Pence turned it down. Okay. Hold on just a minute. There's something I gotta do tonight. Oh yeah, I gotta upload my fucking tax documents to the Georgia driver's license shit. Oh my god, so annoying. But I have the papers. I have a 2003 W-2. Can you imagine? They're probably gonna be like, why are you using a 2003 W-2? Does it matter what year it is? It's a W-2 with my fucking name on it. Oh my god. There's 3,000 layers, goddamn it. 3,000. I feel like fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know, he keeps changing his fucking clothes. Oh my god. And another one. One more. Jesus. Holy shit. That's what I fucking hate about wintertime, because I ain't buying like winter coat shit. I buy clothes at Goodwill and then I throw them away when the new season comes. And then when the next season comes, I get new clothes and then I throw those away for the next season. That's how I roll. I don't collect clothes. I have bought and thrown away so many fucking clothes in 5 years. In fact, when I lived on the beach in Texas, I used to burn them. So I'm like, fuck it, you know. I don't want these anymore anyways. Next. I get sick of seeing them. That shirt again, burn it. But if there's one thing I hate about wintertime, it's wearing so many clothes. I can't stand it. I feel suffocated. Oh, God. Jesus. But I guess it could be worse. And then I start sweating, and then it's like, oh, you're cold, but you're fucking sweating because you're wearing so many fucking layers, and it's like, oh, it's horrible. I got my stinging nettle tea today. I was very excited. For all of those worried about my health, because I know you care. I care too. Stinging nettle, if you want to drink any herbal tea, top notch. It's very good. It's smooth. It's not too bitter. It's not sweet, but it's not bitter. It tastes kind of like spinach, but not really. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very good. And I always put salt in it. People are like, why do you put? Because it tastes good. Ah, yes. I'm still alcohol free. For those of you who are worried about me, I haven't had any alcohol. So in terms of breaking my diet, I did have my sister makes her own chocolate. I did sneak a few pieces of those today. One little, and I saw her. She went into the fridge to pick up a jar, and she kind of looked at it because she can sense that somebody's been in the cookie jar, and I'm like, hope she doesn't see it's me. She knows it's me though. When I was little, I went through a fat phase. There's a reason why. It wasn't because of necessarily just me gorging, but other things, you know. And I would get up at night and sneak into the kitchen and eat like Cheetos and fucking. I'd be gorging. My mom would always scream at me. What do you want to do, Lily? You want to go in there? Yeah, I love chocolate. I really do. You realize how much you like certain things when you have a quote, you know, you change your diet and you're like, none of that allowed anymore. Then suddenly, the moment you say no more of that, suddenly like, I want it. Just because I said I can't have it. And yeah, I realize now how much I enjoy chocolate now that I'm not allowed to eat sugar. And the way my sister makes it, it's not like they put sugar in it, but you know, whatever. You should have seen my fucking I mean, I was on antidepressants and looked like the goddamn bitch from fucking, what do you call that movie? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the bitch who turned into a blueberry. That was me. I just looked like Puffy, you know. It's horrible. It was horrible. Those pictures, every time I see them in my mom's photo album, I cringe and I'm like, can you throw these away? I mean, seriously, come on. Give me a break. So I went on a diet routine at the age of 11 and I got up before school every morning and worked out. That's the most discipline I've ever had. When it comes to, well, I did work out a lot in college, but for real, like, let me work out, bitch. At 11, bitch, I was in there in the morning right before school. Let me do my workout routine. I'm like, "Wow, I did. I sometimes like, really? I'm like, yeah, I did. And I put myself on a diet of potatoes and salad, and that's pretty much all I would eat. Nobody put me on it. Sometimes I'm like, that's crazy to me that I hear myself say that. I'm like, but it's true. It's true. I see that a lot of people got blocked while I was talking. That's so sad for them. But I'm not in control. Oh, time to make Xander a moderator again. Why not? Why not? You know, for whatever reason, we just do that. Most of my childhood was a fat phase. Yeah, well. Kiki means good luck will come your way, and people with the name of Kiki are strong, are strong, beautiful queens. There's something about today. There's just a real pivotal feeling about today, you know. And the pivotal, how do I say this? The pivotal vibes are closer and closer together instead of it being like a pivotal day here and then 15 days later another pivotal day. It's like there's a pivotal day, a day in between, and then another pivotal day. So it's they're closer and closer together, you know, of pivotalness. Like now everything's pivotal. And today has a certain fucking flavor to it. Now I'll tell you this, based off what I dreamt about last night, and I slept good last night. I was kicking and caca in my sleep, like at the ridiculousness of my dreams. Waking up like, you know, Kiki fucking Palmer. Oh my God. Bless her heart. She didn't stand a chance, you know. Hasn't she been pimped since she was a child, you know? I go easy on the child stars. I try to. They didn't have a chance, you know. But fuck her. I mean, fuck her for real, but fuck everybody in entertainment. But I will still say, if they were a child star, I try to cut them some fucking slack, you know. I try. Even though I can't stand Beyonce, but I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. And this is what will be used in the next video to prove that I'm racist, right? I've heard it in the grapevine, through the grapevine, that I'm being referred to as a racist. And I'm just like, that's the most intriguing thing I've heard in my entire lifetime. But I'm not going to try to disprove the statements about me by certain creatures, you know, whatever. You know, like what some people do to prove that they're not racist. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Come on now. What was that dream though? It's hard to explain, you know. Most of my dreams, I mean, they're in my head, I can see them, but I can't like explain them. But part of it was me being very high in the sky, and I was talking to NASA people. See, I feel ridiculous saying this because it's like, why even bother sharing this? Because I don't even know what it means. But I was being told by NASA people, they had this stupid fucking basic ass diagram showing the level of the stratosphere. And they were saying, when you reach, and it looked like this, you know, like straight up and down. And then I don't know how to explain it. They said, when you get this high, you know, into the toposphere, the toposphere, is that what they call it? Whatever. But when you go that high, be careful. So I'm like, okay. But I was witnessing people falling from the sky, like humans, just falling from the sky. Some of them were jumping off of something, I don't know, but a lot, I just was witnessing people, and the whole dream was me watching them falling from the sky and then hitting the ground, and their impact of their, because of I guess how high they were falling from, the impact of their body caused them to go through the ground. And I was seeing the measurement of how deep their body's impact was making into the ground because of how far they were falling, you know. Very bizarre. I don't know what it means. I just know I saw people bodies literally falling from the sky. Never had a dream like that. That's why I was like, interesting. I woke up kind of like, I don't know about all that, but hey, I dreamt it, you know. And today's just had a tinge to it. It's had a doomy tinge to it. The sky was complete. I was expecting it to be sunny, like partly sunny at least. No. We have had no sun all day, just clouds and cold. I'm like, wow, this is a. And then around 1:30 p.m., I felt an extreme, like I was driving and I experienced this, and it just, everything seemed so chaotic. Like, I don't know. I just had this moment on the road of like, why does everything feel so fucking chaotic right now? Like, and on one level, I know exactly why it seems chaotic, but it was like an extra dose of chaos on the usual chaos that is all of this. And I'm just like, I was having a hard time focusing on the road in the sense of it just seemed like people were coming from all sides, and I'm like, get me off the road. I can't. And the speed limit, mind you, is only 30 miles per hour, but it just felt like everybody was going so fucking fast. And Yoki was acting weird. Yoki has her behaviors, and she gets a wild hair, you know, and it's Yoki. And I trust her instincts, but because she is who she is, but she was acting weird in the car, and I'm like, what is going on? There's a flavor in the air. And but I woke up to the news this morning because I checked the news before I go to sleep. I was reading about the coronavirus shit last night before I went to bed, before I went to sleep, because I know I live streamed for fucking 9 hours last night. When I got off my live stream, I brushed my teeth, and then I read the news about coronavirus to see what the hell is going on with that whole thing. And woke up this morning, and the first news that I read was about, or no, I turned on CNN because I have an app on my phone that I listen to the news. We don't have a TV in this house, just so you know. We don't have a TV. I have a computer, but I don't utilize it like that. So I watch everything on my phone. Have a little app called Live News Now. You can download it if you have an Android, I suppose. And it has CNN, Fox, the Weather Channel, a few others that don't seem to work, MSNBC, whatever. And you can watch it for free, you know? So I turn on CNN because I only listen to CNN on this app, and I watch NBC. NBC and CNN are the two news stations that I listen to. Okama mostly listens to Fox, mostly. We're well-rounded in this house. She also listens to Alex Jones too, just to see what's happening. See, you know what's interesting? For some people, I can listen to something and not believe anything or identify with what they're saying, but I just listen to pay attention. Just like why I downloaded the Parler app to follow all the right-wing conservatives and the Trump supporters, not because I'm a Trump supporter. I just want to see what the hell they're talking about. And just like when I found out today that the Parler app's gone away, I fucking got on the news site that they all migrated to, called gab.com, and I made an account. and I'm reading what the hell they were saying there, just to keep track of what's going on, just want to know. And what better way to find out what's going on than to follow the people that it's going on with? I piece together my news, I listen to CNN, I listen to this, I listen to this, and I catch the whole tea by listening to a variety. You'll never catch the whole tea listening to one thing. For those of you with your small minds, you've got to listen to a variety of people to put the whole thing together. You can go catch the whole tea just listening to CNN or just listening to Fox News or just listening to this or that, It's just like, excuse me, it's like the people who don't believe in coronavirus. Because, there's the people who do, and then there's the people who don't, right? The people who don't believe in coronavirus, they will only listen to people who say the coronavirus is fake. They never listen to anything else. You're not going to catch the tea only listening to one side of the spectrum here. Because I'm all about just listening to what people are saying. I don't have to be emotional about it, just listening. It's not that complicated. So anywho, I woke up this morning, I turned on CNN, and the first thing I hear is the FBI, and I was on the road when I was hearing this. The FBI is sending out a memo about to all 50 states about insurrection at the Capitol, every state capital in the US, 50 states. And they're saying that they expect uprisings in every state over the next, I guess, until I need to go and read it for real because I'm slacking on my fucking research today. Today I've just been kind of like this, 9 hours of live streaming kind of wore me out a little bit yesterday. So, I'm like 50, I was trying to take that in because, there's so much going on these days. If you haven't noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, because some people, they only talk about certain things as if nothing else is happening. And I'm like, are you even alive? There's some people who just ignore everything and act as if it's not happening. And that's what we call everybody ignorance. Ignorance is willful ignoring in my book. Some people define ignorance as something else entirely. To me, ignorance is not naivety. Ignorance is willfully ignoring something. You choose to ignore it, and it's still there, which is why it's stupid, because it's clearly there, and you're like, well, anywho. The fire is raging, and you're like, well, anywho. Let's talk about popcorn and pretzels. But the house is on fire. Can we discuss the house being on fire? No, well, I don't see it. It's not there. Well, you smell it. You may not see it because you closed your eyes, choosing to ignore it, but you smell it, bitch. The smoke is in your nostrils. Quit playing. So there's so much I'm trying to process today, right? I'm processing everything I realized and understood yesterday. And I don't have to tell you what that is because there's 9 hours worth of that. I don't know if it's even up on YouTube. I haven't been clocking my own YouTube channel like that. Processing that. My sister comes and tells me shit from the hospital. And you want to talk about information overload. I'm like, she tells me and I'm looking at her just like this. And I'm like, I can't take it in. Like she was telling me when she came home from the hospital today that her coworkers are losing their minds. And these are people who work at an army hospital. And she tells me this every day, that somebody else is reaching their brink of losing their fucking shit. And these veterans in the hospital who've been there for years and years are coming to her to say, I can't do this anymore. And she's just looking at them like, like, what is she supposed to do about it? But they're losing their shit, the hospital workers. And these are people on an army base working. that don't necessarily have huge COVID numbers, you know what I'm saying? And they're losing their minds. You feel me? So if people who are in a hospital that don't have a lot of COVID shit going on in that way, if they're losing their minds, can you imagine the hospitals that are, quote, having to put patients in the gift shop? To me, if we just talk about coronavirus, I know it's one of those topics that we just want to, you know, I don't know, because nobody wants to talk about, like, nobody around here wants to talk about coronavirus in terms of the average person. You know, it's always somebody over there. But if I just sit around and talk about COVID, bitch, we might as well have a conversation about it. We might as well. Are we going to keep ignoring this elephant in the room? Well, I don't believe in it. Well, it believes in you, apparently. You cannot believe in something and it can believe in you. I promise you that. So let's talk about coronavirus. I have been wanting to really talk about this for a year now. And every time on a live stream, I inched closer to talking about COVID. I heard, "You shall not pass." Why? This is a well-known, the whole world is having this conversation. Why is it so difficult for some honkies, rednecks, and motherfuckers out here, street thugs, to just sit down and discuss coronavirus? Whether you believe it's real or fake, let's just discuss it. Okay? Because here comes, well, it's fake. So what? No, 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 no. Shh, shh, shh. Have you, listen, I have been paying attention to the coronavirus before you heard about it. And I guarantee you that I promise you that that's a fucking fact. Okay? It was January of 2020 when I first heard about coronavirus. It was a brief little news segment on the news. NBC to be exact, because I was only listening to NBC back then. This was before it became a thing. It was just a tiny little news about a strange strain of virus has been discovered in China. And that's all it was. And I remember I'm like, huh. And I tucked it away inside my eardrum. And then we all know, you know, I followed it from before it became big news, when it was just a little seedling. Okay? I've listened to all the different discussions about coronavirus since it became a thing in the mind of Americans before you knew about it. Okay? Because I know y'all weren't paying attention to the news in January of 2019 to have heard about a strange virus in Wuhan, China. Nobody was listening to that in January of 2019. Of course you weren't. I just started listening to the news in January to even hear that, when I hadn't been listening to the news at all until January of 2019, just to catch the beginning of something interesting. Can you imagine? Me, no, don't worry, I'm not thinking I'm special, but me having had paid zero attention to the, quote, mainstream news since like perhaps 2011. The last news story I remember being like, huh, like for real, was the fucking earthquake in Japan. And that was, I know for a fact, in the spring of 2011, or January, February, March, whatever. Because I remember I had a dream about it, and then I walked down from my dorms to the cafeteria and it was on the news. And that was the last big news story I remember paying attention to. And then from 2011, from that date until January of 2019, did not pay attention to any fucking news. Nothing. Nothing. When Trump got elected, I barely knew about it because I just didn't pay attention. Wasn't paying attention. When he got elected, I remember I was in Houston, and I remember the people I was living with, because I was living in Houston in Spring Branch area with Miss Suzanne. I've talked about her before. And she was going on and ranting, and it didn't make a dent in my mind or emotional state. She kept talking about Trump's getting elected, and she was so mad. She was cursing at the television. And I'm just like, pass the rum. I was drunk. I didn't know what, I didn't care. Didn't make a dent in me. I didn't even know. Like, for real, I didn't take it in. I'm like, who cares? It didn't affect my life until January of 2019. So I say all that to say, when it comes to the coronavirus, I've been listening to the whole thing since it became a thing in the news media in America, which was January of 2019. I know some people think that it became a thing in February and March. No, the first notice of any fucking coronavirus was in January of 2019 because I was listening to NBC News. And I remember pausing in the kitchen, and I didn't even know why. I'm just like, that doesn't sound good. I just had a feeling about it, and it proved to be true. So, anywho, coronavirus. Let's talk about it. Okay. Oh, here we go. The dread. The dread. There's a, see, I got to pee now, but I really think that we need to talk about this, guys. Let's really talk about this. Okay. Where to begin, right? Because please understand, we're at a year later. We're at a year later. Okay. Of the coronavirus. It's a year later. You know what I'm saying? From when it first became a thing. It's January 2020. Okay, so we're a year later with this coronavirus thing. Let's be real with each other, shall we? Now, I'm aware of two schools of thought, all right? And I'm pretty sure you, the audience, can answer this for me. What are the two schools of thought on the coronavirus? You tell me. Let's be interactive here. What are the two schools of thought? Come on, y'all. Remember, my sister works at a hospital, okay? Just to give you a tidbit, I do have a connection. We really need to discuss this because this is about your future and my future, okay? We need to have a conversation about coronavirus as young adults. The core people who watch my channel are between the ages of 25 and 35, okay? Some are probably older, yes, but the core viewership of my channel, according to my analytics on YouTube, is the ages of 25 and 35. This is the prime of your fucking youth. No offense to anybody under 25 or over 35. That's no offense. I'm just saying at the core of your youth is 25 to 35. Then we start reaching middle age. 35, it's not a big deal. I'm not dissing it. I'm going to reach 35, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Then I'll be 35, you know? But 25 to 35, we need to have a conversation about our future, okay? We need to figure some shit out here. We do. I'm 33. How old are you? Ask yourself, do you remember that, okay? Now, what are the two schools of thought about coronavirus? It's either done or it's done. You tell me. In terms of I'm not talking about medical professionals. I'm talking about the average human being, the average citizen. Now, you could be overseas right now. I don't know what country you live in, but the same school of thought applies everywhere, excuse me, because this is a worldwide thing, everybody. When it comes to the topic in the conversation of coronavirus, for the first time, we have a worldwide conversation, something we can all understand. You feel me? It's the one thing that's uniting us all is coronavirus, where we all have something in common now. We all have coronavirus. Okay? The whole world. So yes, Nose has the answer. It's either man-made. There's two schools of thought. It's either man-made or it's organic, meaning it's fake or it's real. Right. So yeah, you're right. Good point. So technically there's a trifecta happening because it's either real or it's fake. But if it is real, if they say it is real, it's either organic or it's man-made. So that splits off in two parts. So we've divided three ways here: real or fake. But in the real category, it's man-made or organic. You know. So we have to agree on something. We can't even agree. Since this whole thing started, there has been literally zero agreement for everybody to say, yes, it's real or yes, it's fake. Nobody can agree on this. It's a whole fucking year of coronavirus, and still to this fucking day, there is literally zero agreement on if it's real or if it's fake. Nobody can agree on this. Okay? We all have to, in terms of our survival as a species, because perhaps we forgot in a society, in a system, we all of that and lost the value of that. For some reason, humans have forgotten that we need each other. We do. We have to use each other to get shit done. If people just start getting treated like dog shit and fall along the wayside, we lose our supply chain, because the supply chain is made up of humans, all right? So if we can't even agree on if it's real or if it's fake, we're gonna have fucking problems, because either there's a truth and then there's a not truth, okay? Either it is real or it is fake. It cannot be both. It can't be both, y'all. Which one is it? Is it real or is it fake? You have to know, and it has to be a fact, you know? It has to be. Casey, you texted my number today telling me I was trapped in the matrix with an ellipses. What did you mean by that? You never responded. There just has to be agreement on the fucking, is it real, is it fake, Because maybe you're wrong. Now, if it is real and you've been saying it is fake, then that means you're wrong. But if it is fake and you've been saying it's real, that means you're wrong. We can't all be right here, meaning everybody's not right. Oh, you did respond? Okay. Well, the reason I say that is Okama has the phone that you're texting, and I guess she didn't tell me. Whatever. I still read the phone. It doesn't matter. But we both can't be right. You feel me? Either it is real or it is fake. It can't be both. So we can't both be correct. So let's just say, let's go from the mindset that it's fake. It's a fake virus. Well, the problem with that is the people who believe it's fake are a certain number of people, but there's this group of people over here that believe it's real, right? And they're making decisions because they say that it's real, right? So that means that we're going to have problems because it is fake. There's detriment there. You feel me? Because those who say that it is fake are saying that these decisions are being made at certain executive levels to ruin and destroy certain things, meaning it's detrimental. You feel me? So here's my thing about that. And I'm taking a neutral position to say all this. Real or fake, I'm taking a neutral position. Okay. Those people who believe it's fake believe this is all a conspiracy, right? In a sense of an executive level conspiracy by a certain group of people to do certain things. We're not getting into all that, the breakdown of the timeline and the bullet points. I don't have to tell you because we all know. So if that's the case, those people know that it's fake, right? Because if they're making decisions on purpose and putting out what would be called at this point propaganda, well then of course they behind the scenes know that it's fake. So that means that they're purposely destroying the economy because that's what's happening. Little known fact, we don't talk about this every day because we've been doing this for so long. Now we've gotten accustomed to this whole fucking dance. I mean, right now, the school district here is shut down for at least another week. You know, how do I know this? The kids next door are still at home. They don't leave. When they were walking to the bus stop every day, they're not anymore. So I know it must be at least for another week that they're going to be locked down at the house. In central Georgia, they're minimizing bars being open because apparently, according to sources, once again, I'm not writing this, I'm reading this. According to sources, there's a severe outbreak in central Georgia. See, now my shit's getting cut off because I don't know why. I might have to restart this stream because my stream keeps getting cut. Is it because talking about coronavirus? What am I being reported? I have a perfectly good signal in here. I don't know why it keeps cutting out. So COVID-19, some people say that it is fake. I'm not taking a stance here because it really doesn't matter what I believe at this point, in my opinion. What is one person gonna fucking do? Exactly. So we can all disagree on COVID-19 being real or fake, right? We can have arguments for eternity about this. But what we can agree on is that the economy is in ruin right now. We can agree that people are literally jobless and struggling. Can we not agree on that? Because that's actually happening. COVID-19 might be fake, but what is happening is, the pandemic of joblessness, food lines, let's see, domestic violence upticking 300 fucking percent, homicides and suicides on the fucking rise. We can agree on that, correct? Or are we just going to say that's fake too? Because what is real and what is fake? I keep hearing, oh, that's fake. Is everything fake then? Everything's fake. So what's real then? Then we're going to say everything's fake. So why is everybody fighting? You know? Now here's the tea. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm just reporting to you what other people tell me. That's what reporting the news is supposed to be. To report the news is not to give your personal opinion, because what is the news? The news is simply gossip. I heard this person say, so then I tell you what they said. That's the news. I saw this thing happen, and therefore I tell you what I saw. That's the news. I'm not supposed to be telling you what I think about that. So I'm just giving you the news, okay? My sister works at an army hospital, and she's being told certain things because of her colleagues, My sister works at a hospital. It's not a big hospital. It's not in a big city. It's on a fucking military base. The military base is large. The hospital is not large. I've been to that hospital many times back in the day, back when I went to doctors. It's not big. She's being told by colleagues in Columbus, Georgia, Piedmont Regional Hospital, which is the local regional hospital for 10 fucking counties, Macon, Georgia, a hospital there, and etc. She's being told by these people, and these are people she's known, and one of the dudes she's known for years from cross country. So there is a certain relationship she has with these people. Okay? They're telling her that their ICUs are full. Now, I just have a question for you. Are these people lying? I can't tell you that. I'm just telling you what she told me, and my sister doesn't lie to me. She doesn't lie. You can tell me that my sister's lying, but I know that my sister's not lying. She doesn't lie. I live with her. She's on a military base. You can tell me that she's a liar. It's cool. But I'm just telling you what my sister told me. And her colleagues throughout the state of Georgia, one of them I know, and I've met him. One of her colleagues, and I'm just telling you this because so you know my relationship with these people. These are not people who are strangers to me, one of them at least. He's not a stranger to me. I've met him. She used to run across the country with him in college. He's now a nurse or some shit. They're telling her that their ICUs are full. and they're having to set up fucking whatever they call the tents outside. You know what I mean? So here's the situation. We all make decisions based off the information we have, correct? You make decisions for your life based off information. Now, what you don't want to have is false information. You know, that's what you don't want to have. And then it gets into beliefs. You know, I can tell you something and you'd be like, nah, because it perhaps may not line up with what you want to believe. You know, and so you reject certain information because you don't like the way it sounds. And you continue on making decisions because you just don't want to believe that. You know? And just because you don't want to believe something does not mean it's not true. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm just stating a fact. I'm not even talking about coronavirus. I'm just talking about the facts. Just because you don't want to believe something does not mean it's going away. You know? So, because we're in the month of January and because we're inching closer to a change, a shift of quote, presidential power, you know, because a lot of things are turning in a certain way. And because we're beginning the year, we're still getting our feet on the ground with the fucking year. We all better be very sure of what we think that we know and make sure we really know that, because your life depends on that. You know, I'm not here to sway anybody to the left or to the right. I could care less, to be honest. And that's my personal stance about coronavirus. I literally don't care. I don't have an opinion about it. I don't give a shit. I don't have any arguments to offer. I don't have any, I don't give a shit about any of it. So I have more of a neutral zone where I can hear all the shit about it being fake and I can hear all the shit about it being real and never feel anything change inside of me. You know? But that's just me. I have witnessed and seen, and this is on the internet, I've not seen it in person, but I've witnessed countless altercations and fights over masks and not masks. People who don't want to wear a mask are getting in fights with people telling them to put on a mask. It's been pretty violent since it started. In fact, if everyone can remember, maybe you don't, because I remember, in terms of the protests that we've all gotten used to hearing about, because if you didn't know this, it's been pretty much every single day for 260 plus days. There's been a protest somewhere. That's a long time. I was wondering if they were going to die down, but no, they haven't. But before it was the George Floyd protesting that kicked off the whole series of protests, it was the people, the anti-maskers that were protesting in the Midwest. Those are the first people who were protesting before it even became a George Floyd thing. And I'm just using his name as an example, not saying he is the ultimate reason. Like, he was just the trigger point for a lot of people, just that situation, you know. I'm not diminishing what happened to him. I'm just saying that was like the straw that broke the goddamn proverbial you-know-who's back. But before it was that, it was fucking the anti-maskers protesting. Then it turned into BLM and the Proud Boys, and then it became, and it went on and on and on, and then it all kind of twisted together. You know, and now on the, see, I follow this one dude on Instagram, right? He's an interesting character, but he does a lot of the, he goes to a lot of the protests, right? And he's talking about possibly going to DC. He's deciding if he should go to be in Atlanta or DC. Now, I don't know why he's choosing Atlanta, because he's talking about from January 16th until the 20th, which I recognize as Saturday until Wednesday, which Wednesday would be the election, January 20th, or the inauguration, excuse me. So I figure that's the time frame. I figure that people are going to really start popping off this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to me, right? roll the red carpet out. For real, for real. January 16th until the 20th. So that's what he's talking about, going to DC. But the FBI, this is where I'm curious to see where this is going, right? Because we're shifting conversations now. We're getting off the coronavirus. Politically speaking, with what we all know, they've been beating it into the ground. If you have had any ear tuned to the news, you can't escape it. It's everywhere. It's on every newspaper. It's on the magazines. It's everywhere about the Capitol. Okay. They've already taken down the Parler app. Let's just run through they've been arresting. I've seen clips on social media, Instagram. Let me just say Instagram because that's the only social media that I look at for certain things, besides YouTube. And they've been arresting the people who were at the protests. They've been arresting them when their flight lands. And that was kind of disturbing for me because one lady had kids and they were dragging her. She was kicking and screaming, but she wasn't willingly going. And I can understand who wants to get arrested. Nobody. As much as everyone's like, just comply. I mean, it's not like you're, yeah, sure, lock me up. Yeah, okay. But they did it in front of her kids. And I was just like, that's traumatizing for them. I didn't like that. But nonetheless, they're arresting all these Trump people, Trump supporters who were at the they're arresting them when they land. And the whole thing about this is really funky monkey to me. And I'm coming from my own opinion. I'm not talking about some, the opinions of others that I've listened to about this whole thing, because God knows they fucking have them. But my whole thing with this is you fucking knew that these people were into this sort of thing. It's been public information. They've not hid it. It's not like they were having secret meetings in the woods about what they're going to do with the Capitol. Like, it was in broad daylight. It's been all over social media for months. They had a fucking meeting the night before it happened. I watched the whole fucking thing. Trump was there. They had fucking Alex Jones speak. They had all the fucking Rudy Giuliani. I watched the whole fucking thing the night before it happened. It was live streamed. I watched the whole thing. And they were stirring it up that night. And then the next day, in the morning, they had another rally. And Trump said, I will walk with you guys to the Capitol. He didn't walk. Everybody's missing out on that detail. Trump told these people he was going to march with them. He didn't. He got in his fucking car, went back to the White House, probably had a barbecue sandwich and snorted some cocaine. I don't fucking know. But he didn't walk with them. He told them I was listening to the whole speech, talking about, we're going to march to the Capitol together. And we all know what happened after that. I was watching the live streams of I was toggling through various live streams of people who were inside the fucking Capitol. I didn't even think they were going to do it. I was in the chat. Some of them, I was like, they ain't going to do shit. They ain't going to do shit. They just going to run their mouth. So I was a little surprised, And then what's even more interesting is there's some clips, because this goes into what is real, what is fake. There's some clips of the cops, once again, what is real, what is fake. That's what's scary for everybody in this era of technology where we can frame things a certain way, right? That's why I watch multiple situations of a scenario. I don't watch one-sided things. Let me look at the full scope. They have some clips of the cops seemingly letting them through, which the area that was in, that was way down on I've been to the Capitol, okay? That was a long time ago, but I've been to DC. I've had the tour. I've been to the Capitol. That's a big building, you know what I'm saying? There's many levels of stairs that lead all the way up to the supreme room, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. The high throne, there's many layers. And the one clip of the cops, that's way down there. That's not even like near the steps, like not for real. And then you have some clips, people climbing over the fucking fence thing, people smashing, there's the clip. And this is what got me is when I saw the wave of people pushing their way in. I'm like, that is primitive. That is primitive. Using your body weight as a goddamn, what's that word? In the medieval times when they try to beat down the gate with those big logs. What do they call that shit? Battering ram. They used a sea of bodies as a battering ram. I have never seen that type of shit in my life. That's amazing. I gotta pee real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Just smoke a cigarette. Because I'm an addict. That's why, bitch. That's why. What time is it? Okay, cool. See that crowds is lowering. Check into that. CNN headquarters are in Atlanta, right? I keep forgetting that. CNN and Coca-Cola. Little known fact, Coca-Cola was invented in the city that I'm in. I always forget Coca-Cola comes out of Georgia. Wow. It's originally, and it's a true story, it was originally a health potion by this dude named Pemberton, and it was made out of literal cocaine. That was original Coca-Cola. Before it became your favorite black fizzy drink. His house that he was living in when he was inventing this shit is in downtown Columbus. Pretty raggedy looking thing. And blues singer Ma Rainey, if you've ever heard of her, is from Columbus, Georgia. Whoop-de-doo, I'm just telling you. Even I don't care, but hey. Fucking CNN. I just listen to what the hell they talk about. Because I can't stand Fox News. No offense. Maybe because I grew up listening to Fox News and was like, let me listen to CNN. Does it really matter? No, I will say this. No shit. And this is what the news is not supposed to be. They're not supposed to have a political side. They're supposed to report the fucking news, what's happening. But yes, I'm aware that CNN hates Trump. Yes, of course. But see, when you talk about the news organizations, you got to fucking understand the families behind the corporation, which I'm not going to get into all that because there are families who own the news media because they started the company. It is a business. We forget that sometimes because we're so believing the news is there to serve us. But I read a book a long time ago and I was only able to read it because I had nothing else to read and I was in the desert. I just read the whole thing and it was about the motherfucker who started the Washington Post and that big old fucking family and old money. Once I read that book, I really understood how the oligarchs run the news. And there's a show, I believe it's on HBO. It's a good fictional documentary of probably that family. It's called Succession. I think it's HBO. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's a good show in terms of showing you how the family behind the news works. In a fictional sense. But you can get truth from fiction all the time in terms of movies and stuff. Yes, of course. It's just depicting reality. They just change the names and, fictionalize it. But, anywho, the Capitol protest. Yes, so this is the very thing, by the way, that I was talking about in a different way the night that Mr. Farreich got mad at me. So, on the eve of the 12th, so it's a full week since the Capitol protest. Okay, so this makes sense. So almost a full week since Bloated Kiki got mad at me. Damn, it's been like a full week yet? Damn. It seems like it was just yesterday you got mad, Bloated Kiki. Because I was talking about this. But I was just making fun of the whole thing, I'm talking about this in a different way, but then we all got sidetracked and, all this shit talking for 5 fucking days. But I'm interested to see, because I need to eat my dinner and see what's going on out here and go to sleep at a decent hour. But because I'm like, what are they going to do? Are they going to do something is my question. Because, I've noted that they sure did lock down on all these Trump people, right? That's what it's looking like. They've been arresting. There's a lot of people that, because these people came from all over the country. We have to remember that. It's not like these were DC locals. These people flew in, bitch. Some of them drove, some of them flew in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people from Georgia that were up there. I'll give you 2 separate situations. And I got this from 11 Alive, which is the local Atlanta news station. It's not CNN. It's like the local, like KHOU 11 or Fox 26 in Houston. It's just to Casey. Mythos knows the deal, but your local news station. So 11 Alive reported that there's a female, her name is Emily, right? She's a commander in some fucking psychological the people who intelligence agencies in the military. They do the intelligence work, like, the special forces. They spread in misinformation or they give information to confuse the enemy, that type of shit. She led a group of about 100 people out of Fort Bragg, which is in North Carolina. It's another one of the big military installations in America. She led a group of about 100 people not in the military, but it's just an organization she was a part of outside of her regular day job. Led them to DC. They were at the protest. I don't believe she was inside the Capitol, but I don't know. But she was at the protest. And then when the curfew hit, they all, quote, went back to the hotel, right? Is what the story reported that she said. But she is still under investigation for even being there because she's in the military. And little known fact about the military, the whole point of being in the military, yeah, you can vote If you're in the military, you can vote Democrat, you can vote Republican. But the whole point is you swear an oath, bitch, to any president. Whoever's in office, you don't get to just, you serve that president. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter who it is because you swore to serve your country. It doesn't matter who sits on the throne. So I know that's a big deal for some of these military members because there's been a lot of cops. And once again, I've been following, the arrests that are being made. There's cops that were caught up there at the MAGA march. They're getting in trouble. Military members getting in trouble. They're cracking some kind of whip on these people. Another dude who was he's from Georgia. There's been 3 people that I'm aware of. I know there's more, but these are the stories I've heard because there's so much going on, you know what I'm saying, to track all this shit. One of the females that was at the Capitol protests, she died. I think she was trampled to death. She's from Kennesaw, which is in the Atlanta area. She was 34 years old. White, quote unquote, white female. She was trampled to death. She's from Kennesaw, right? And then another dude, this is a story today. He's like in his 50s, 54 years old or something. He was at the Capitol protest, right? Today, he was found in his basement, blood everywhere is what the story said, which I'm like, what's the details? They said his family members found him in the basement dead and there was blood everywhere. That's all I know. And he was at the protest. You feel me? There are, and they're arresting people at the airports when they land, that type of thing. And they banned Parler. And Parler was the big app, if you don't know, where all of these people, a lot of them were on. Now, I have come to realize how many different subgroups of these people exist. I had no idea what a Proud Boy was until last week, for real, for real. Like, I've heard the name, but I have had no interest in actually paying attention to what the hell that is in terms of me doing the research. It has always gone in one ear and out the other. When I hear Proud Boys, I'm like, don't even care. I have a selective listening sometimes. Don't care because I'm putting my mind to other things. So I took the time briefly to research just a little bit what Proud Boys was. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that it went back 4 years. Because the Proud Boys was formed in 2016 by the dude who founded Vice News, which was so bizarre to me. I'm like, Vice News? Proud Boy? What the fuck? Who would have thought? I thought Vice News was liberal. I would have never known. That's like saying Vlad TV is a Trump supporter. Like, really? Like, okay. Okay, I guess it makes sense, Some people seem so liberal. If we get into those parameters, they seem liberal, but they're actually conservative. It's like Kim Kardashian. Her family is Republican. Kim Kardashian, she's considered to be a conservative. How so? It's like when I hear LGBTQ people say they're Republicans, and I'm like, that's so interesting. I know one tranny right now who's a pro-Trumper, and they're currently transitioning into a female, and they're pro-Trump, and they're in the truth movement. Can you make, it's like gays for Trump, open gays. Like, it's like, I'm like, that's amazing to me. That you're a conservative, but you're an open tranny. I would always thought you would think that open gays are Democrats and liberals, right? But no, this one's a fucking technically independent, but they're more toward the right. And they're in the truth movement and all that shit. Expatriating and shit like that. It's very strange out here. But I'm curious as to what is going to happen next for real, because the FBI released the memo. If you've been living under a rock and don't care about the news, which I don't blame you, honestly, okay, but this is actually happening. So that's why I'm paying attention for the first time for real in like 11 years. This is something to pay attention to, Now that they've banned the Parler app, and I thought they were joking about that. I didn't think they were really going to do it. And they did. I'm like, oh shit, because you hear people all this bluffing and talking that we're going to do, we're going to do. You're like, yeah. Are you really? Because my thing is, why would you let this Parler has been operating for how long? These people have been fomenting at the mouth for how long? And why wait now to shut it down? That's what's so weird to me about the whole thing. Now, there's something to all this, I know, and I'm going to have to sit on. I'm not looking for anybody to conclude for me. I'm not going to conclude for you. Because if you're out here relying on someone else to tell you exactly, like laying it out for you, this is what's going on. We need to all have our own deductive reasoning here. And we piece it all together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to tell you this is what's going on. I'm just telling you my train of thought, you know? But this has been going on for a long time. And nobody put a stop to it. So why wait a week before the fucking inauguration, or 2 weeks before the inauguration, because we're counting from Wednesday was when they really, okay, crack the whip. Why wait 2 weeks before the election to do all this shit is my question. That makes no sense to me. When it's been public information, this has been all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over Instagram, all over the internet. This the socialist takeover, all the rhetoric. Why wait until 2 weeks before the election to shut it down? That isn't why, you know? Make it make sense. I'm glad the white supremacists have finally left. I knew I would bore them with this conversation. See, certain things that I talk about attract a certain amount of people, and then other things make them all go away, and this is one of them. Good. So the only people who matter are here, right? In terms of people who are putting their mind to this. We like to have adult conversations around here, not this fucking tra-la-la-la-la all fucking day. So why would they wait 2 weeks before the election to do this when this has been open public? Why crack the whip now? I mean, that don't make no sense to me. There's something very dangerous brewing. And we all know it, you know. We all know it. So my question is this, because the FBI sent out the memo today to all of the 50 states for prepare yourselves, and they're saying this to the local governments, police, we're talking about police, we're talking about National Guard, we're talking about, mobilize to prepare, because they said definitively, this is what's dangerous for me. The FBI stated definitively that there will be planned attacks on every state capital of all 50 states. I have never heard of this in my life. And I've not been alive that long. I'm not 90 years old. I might look 90, but I'm not. 33 years old. I have never in my life heard of this happening where they warn all 50 states of there will be there will be insurrection in every 50 state at every fucking state capital. You know what I'm saying? Where have you heard of this shit, man? This is unnerving. This is a little bit, huh? The FBI released this memo. It was on the news today to all of the local governments to prepare for fucking definitively that it's being planned and will happen. Never heard of that. I don't even know how to take that in. Like, I've been sitting on this all day, and when I heard it, I just sat there and I'm just like, I can't even process that. And I can't process that. I don't know what to do with that, So today there was a protest by patriotic militia outside the Capitol in Austin, in Texas, excuse me. The capital of Texas is Austin, if you didn't know that. And so they have the National Guard out there and the fucking militiamen outside the Capitol building. And that's today. In Atlanta, due to some people that I follow on social media, not the news, it's just regular people who stream shit. They've been showing these types of things happen. There's some National Guard walking around. I know DC's locked I know that they've deployed a shit ton of soldiers in DC. watching certain regular people. They're not fucking news media people. They're just regular people who have either YouTube channels or Instagram, and they're live streaming what they're seeing. And it's just they're preparing. They have, National Guard walking around. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, what is about to fucking happen for real? I mean, is some shit really about to go down? Because this is the reason I'm asking this is, are the Trump people really going to take this to the next level? Because from the language that I've been hearing, there is no conceding to this idea of Biden. I shouldn't say idea. That's what's so crazy about this. Biden has been elected president, but there's this huge thing happening where there's a absolutely not, even though it's been declared, it's still absolutely not. At the same time, it's been declared. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, then that means that in Trump's latest, rhetoric does not imply any concession stand treats, No popcorn or nachos, bitch. Nobody said we're moving. The U-Haul truck's not coming. So I'm like, what are we about to watch, bruh? I'm not saying this out of worry or fear. I'm just saying this out of absolute curiosity. I'm a little curious, Meaning I'm not paying attention. I'm not just living my day like do 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 do. My eyes are attuned to what's happening, and I'm saying apparently some shit's about to go down for real. Because I know at the federal level they believe in the divide, of course, the Roman way, divide and conquer. Strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. Hence why they arrested Enrique, the leader of the Proud Boys, and banned him from D.C. Strike the sheep, strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. Hence why they're trying to also impeach Trump. But I still say, why wait? Because I'm looking at all these moving parts. Why wait 2 weeks before the fucking inauguration to do all this? Why now crack the fucking whip? Why didn't you crack the whip 3 months ago? There's a little too much pressure that's already built up for this to be you to be cracked. Because what I'm getting at is, I'm going to get to my personal stance. I personally don't feel that the cracking of the whip is going to change anything. I think they're stoking the fire is what I think they're doing. I don't personally feel for a second that the Trump people are going to. I think that imprisoning them is going to fuel it even more, because it's feeding what they're saying anyways. You're feeding their own self-fulfilling prophecy. You're feeding this is my feeling. This is not the news. This is me saying this. I feel that all these arrests happening, I feel that all this shit is just feeding the MAGA people even more, giving them juice, because this is what they were prophesying was going to happen anyways. So you're doing exactly what they said you would do, which is feeding their desire to do what they're going to do. So it's just going to keep going and going and going. I don't feel for a second this shit's going to fucking fizzle out and Biden will get inaugurated and everybody, okay, I'll go home. I don't feel that at all. Not at fucking all, bruh. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, because I know now that, the feds are on fucking pure watch. I'm like, well, but this is what's so crazy. Okay, the feds are cracking their whip, but it's like, dude, they were able to do this at the Capitol. That's ultimate federal level. Why crack the whip now? Like, they were able to succeed at doing what they did, period. I'm not even getting into the logistics of it all. I mean, nobody's ever done what those people have done. That's why it's so shocking to some people. And that's never happened. That's never fucking happened. In the history of the United States, that's never fucking happened. That's why it's such a big fucking deal. So that's why I'm saying it's a little too late to be cracking the federal whip, And I personally don't feel that the feds believed that those people would do that. I don't think they were believing. I feel they were caught off guard. Because I didn't really think they were going to do anything. Because I'm like, yeah, they're just going to scream per usual. So I was a little bit surprised. I mean, it's crazy. I didn't feel shocked when I was watching it because it kind of just felt like a dream I've had before. Like I've seen it in my head. So it wasn't that shocking. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, y'all actually did that. Damn. Wow. That took some balls. On one level, it took some balls. Now, granted, you going to sit in a chair and stealing a podium isn't going to really do anything, but it did shake some things up. It's a psychological thing. It's a psychological game being played. You feel me? On both sides. But I'm like, now what happens? Because, okay, the feds are going to lock down all the state capitals, but the Capitol was locked down the day that they stormed the Capitol, and that didn't stop them. So here's my question. If the people have a will, and they say we will, the only choice that is left by because this is what we're getting at. The worst thing that can happen to these people is they die, right? And I'm talking from a level of, I'm looking at the whole thing from above, you know what I'm saying? These people are quote unquote willing to die for this shit, right? If somebody gets in their mind that I'm willing to die for this shit, that gets into danger, that gets into kamikaze shit, you feel me? You know the kamikazes, they're the fucking pilots that flew their fucking planes into Pearl Harbor and died just to blow the plane up. They used their own plane that they were in their vehicle as a weapon. That's what shook everything up and why America entered into World War II. You feel me? So if these people are willing to be kamikazes out here, that's a force that you can't really fuck with, because this is the first time for real that this is, because we've had, quote, the terrorists, you know, that gets into the ISIS and the Osama bin Laden, but this is what they're labeling domestic terrorism. These are people who are patriotic kamikazes. This type of thing's never happened before. The only time this happened is when the country was, quote, founded. So this is like a resurrection of 1776 in a very bizarre way, just because we're already so far down the fucking line. So it's like the snake eating its fucking tail, you know? We've come full circle. So if the people decide that we are going to be at the Capitol, then we will do what we do. My thing is, what is the government going to do? You're going to kill all these people? Because what they're doing is they're forcing the hand of the government. Because in essence, you're going to have no choice but to fucking kill them, which will feed their own beliefs anyways. You see what I'm saying? You killing these people, because they'll put you to the test. I can see it in these people. They'll make you shoot them. And when you do shoot them, it'll feed their whole belief that they're being persecuted for the Constitution's sake. See what I'm saying? It will never end, is what I'm saying. It will never end. It's just a self-fulfilling cycle. That's why that's why these are the most, quote, dangerous people of all. Because they're patriotic. You can't stop that type of shit, man. They're not fighting for the Confederacy or they're fighting for the country. Regular people. Patriotism. And that's what's so crazy about this shit, man. It's amazing. It sounds like they're blowing up bombs again. Let me go in here. I'm going to be loud. Oh, fuck. God damn it. My phone's probably about to die. These are patriots, bruh. And what is a patriot? This gets into fanaticism, fervency, fervent, feverish, passionate people. I'm not even getting deep with it. I'm just stating the surface level shit of it all. Hold on, let me go plug this phone in. I'm about to die. I'm about to die because my phone's about to die. I'm simply saying that if the federal government, like, listen, and I'm just stating it, assuming that they're for real okay with dying, because here's the deal: we're playing, because this goes into bluffing, because this is all poker out here. You know what I'm saying? Who's bluffing? You feel me? That's what I'm analyzing. I'm asking myself, because you have to understand, even if you don't care about any of this, it will still affect you. It will affect all of us. You are retarded to think that what's going on with all of these waves of emotions on whatever, quote, side of the pie that you're on. I don't care. It's a pie, bitch. It's a circle. You would be retarded to think that this will not affect you, because it will affect your life. It will. And I'm stating this for myself tonight, to know that my life will be affected by this whole thing in some way. I don't know exactly how, but it'll be foolish of me to even say, oh, I won't be affected. Oh, yes, I will. You will. I've already been affected. See, we have to understand the subtleties of everything. When we talk about something happening, a change, you have to look at this. It's a tiny little turn. It's like, when you turn the faucet. And I know I'm getting cringily detailed with this, but when you're turning the faucet and let's just say it's going to freeze, and they say leave the water on drip so your pipes don't freeze. And I've been, you turn the faucet very slowly to try to make sure it gets on that drip. You don't want it pouring out of your faucet, because there goes the water bill. Just a little drip. That's the subtleties. You know what I'm saying? Just tiny little, the smallest of turns, and you just keep doing that tiny little, and you don't even notice the subtle changes in your life. Because what has changed in our lives, in the past week? Let's not look into 2020. No. In the last 6 days, has there been any subtle changes in your life? Just subtle. The smallest of variances, like a leaf falling from the tree. Did you notice that specific leaf falling? Of course you didn't. It's like a hair follicle falling out. Subtle changes, Can we even observe them? Because we move so fast in our life. We get in the car. Moving 30 miles down the road is still faster than walking. We move so fast all day. We drive to the store, check out. Everything's fast. Can we even notice the subtle changes in our cellular life? Probably not. Which is dangerous on certain levels. So in the last 5 days, let's say since January 6th, the day that will live in infamy. For me, in a very personal way. But for all of us, yes, collectively psychotic in our minds, something has been altered, chemically speaking. And I know this just from looking at my mother. My mother, and I'm saying this for the record for myself, more for me than for you, for the etheric record that I'm writing, my mother has been chemically altered because of what happened on January 6th. Her entire mind frame has completely shifted because of what happened at the Capitol. Everything that she used to be on is out the fucking window. Had my sister not gone to see her to pick up two things, not that that matters, but she went to the house to pick something up, and my mom, see, I'm saying this knowing my mom and knowing how she's been my whole life. This person that is happening now is nobody I've ever met. What my sister is describing to me, and my sister does not lie to me, is somebody else, bitch. Just telling you. And you cannot convince me that the way she's suddenly acting, some very bizarre shit for her, is not related to what's been going on since January. My mom has lost her fucking mind. It's a psychotic break. My mom is having a psychotic break to the point where, and I've said fuck my mom. I have not seen her since, for real, like April of 2020. I haven't seen her. I have not seen her face. Okay? And she lives down the road. But something's telling me that I might need to go see her for the sake of my little brother, because she's fucking lost it, bro. And some of you, if I were to tell you her behavior, you'd be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I know my mom, and I know how she's been my whole life through 2020 up until she has never in her life been on this shit. The shit that's coming out of her fucking mouth makes zero sense. Nothing is making sense when it's coming out of her mouth. She's psychotic. Like, just snapped, bruh. And she is so thoroughly convinced that something is about to happen. And she's not one of those people. My mother is a conspiracy theorist to a point of Christianity, because to me, that's a conspiracy theory. Jesus coming back, the rapture, da da da. She's never been a fervent Christian, mind you. No. But, there's been a point of belief for her. But there's such a fervency with her about what she believes is about to happen. She's doing bizarre ass fucking shit. She's preparing my little brother and telling him, and then she corners my sister. My mom is not a very, at this point in her life, she's not very, hey, let me take you. She was panicking, telling my sister, you have to do, are y'all, she never talks like that. I'm like, what the fuck? And my sister Emily is coming back from my mom's house telling me this shit. I'm like, you're kidding. No, she's for real. I'm like, telling my sister, take the cash out of the bank. Make sure like, who's telling you this shit? What the fuck are you listening to? And I'm trying to take in all this information. Meanwhile, all I'm trying to do is get my damn driver's license. And I'm thinking, you know what? I have this feeling that I'm going to get signed up to I have to make an appointment with the DMV. Believe me, I'm not telling this shit on a live stream because anybody cares about the DMV or the process, but I'm saying this for a reason. I have this feeling I'm going to make this appointment with the DMV. I've had it since. It's just about the timing, I'm just like, I feel so strongly that I'm going to make this appointment with the DMV to get my driver's license, and it ain't going to happen. I don't know why. I might be just way out there myself, but something about everything makes me feel like it's not even going to matter. But I'm still going through the legwork. I got my tax. That's why my sister went to my mom's house, because I have to get my fucking tax forms from 2003, bitch. Because that's the only tax forms I have available to me, to have my social security number on it. Because you have to show that shit to get your fucking driver's license in Georgia. But if my sister had, and she had to pick up her stimulus check because it got mailed to my mom's house. So that's the two things my sister picked up: my W 2 from 2003 when I worked at Chick-fil-A, and her fucking $600 stimulus check, just to find out that about my mother. And I'm just gonna laugh when I finally upload this fucking shit and register to make an appointment, only for me to never be able to go. Why? Because some shit's gonna happen. I've been feeling it since the beginning of this month. This shit ain't no joke. I'm not taking it as a joke. Now, I'm not like freaking out about it, like staying up all night sweating, like, oh my God. No, I'm very aware that some shit's about to change for all of us, bitch. Every last one of us. Believe me, I'm not thinking about this in the sense of I'm sitting around think. Like, this is just my feeling. This is just a feeling. Everybody in this great nation will be affected, and everybody worldwide, because let's not pretend. Yes, we have all these countries, but we're all interwoven and interdependent on each other. China's dependent on us. We're dependent on China. Italy's dependent. We're all country-wise interdependent on each other. There's no standalone country. We're talking about imports and exports, bitch. So if America starts falling to pieces, the rest of the world will follow. Don't let these countries fool you. They need America, and we need them. You'll be surprised. Go check out the what is that fucking thing? The gross domestic product, the GDP, yes. Go look at the imports and exports and see just what other countries import to us, and look at what we export to them. Go look it up. We need the other countries as much as they need us. And remember, the travel industry has severely suffered because of this whole thing. And that's a worldwide industry. That's why tickets are so fucking cheap right now. Hey, yeah, go down to Mexico for $50 a flight. Because the industry's struggling. Used to be a big deal. You could be like, yeah, I paid big bucks for my ticket, so you look like a badass. Now, $30 flight to Jamaica. Wow. Because they're struggling. That's one read up. And there's all sorts of PDFs online that talk about how the travel industry, which makes up a third of the global economy, a third, bitch, the travel industry. We're talking about hospitality. We're talking about hotels, resorts, restaurants. Most of Europe is a tourist destination. Most of Europe makes most of their economy is through tourism. That's what's so crazy about it. Tourism makes up a third of the world's economy. Just tourism. And it's crumbling. Especially now with all these new restrictions that I just read about today. Of now, again, I don't even know when it changed. I can't keep up with all of it because they lock it down, they unlock it again, they lock it down, oh my God. The brakes are on, the brakes are off, the brakes are on, the brakes are off, And now they've said that anybody flying in from Europe has to get a positive test, or excuse me, not a positive, has a positive coronavirus test. No, they have to have a negative coronavirus test to just come to the US, So they're limiting that. something very fucked up is about to happen. And I say that not even believing that it's fucked up, but on a certain level, it will be very fucked up. You feel me? It'll be very fucked up, yes. Because this gets into who's going to shoot who first. Because here's another little detail, because the devil is in the details. Listen and pay attention out here. And I post most of the shit that I pay attention to on my community post. Not that you're going to sit there and look at all of them, because I post a lot every day. Just little news segments, and we just piece them all together, you know? In front of the state capital of Texas, in Austin, Texas, where the armed militia were out there, one of their main sound bites that they were ranting about was the female who was they say she was murdered, is their language, okay? So when we hear certain people say things, we have to enter into their mind to understand where they're coming from emotionally when they say anything. So then we can see what they're going to do based off what they're saying, which is why I look at the feds and I'm like, I have been listening to these quote patriots for a long time. I've been hearing the rhetoric, knowing that they were going to do something, even though I'm like, they ain't going to do shit. They will do something, yes. If you've been sitting listening to these people saying, they ain't going to do shit, you're a fucking retard. You haven't been listening? How am I more federal than you, FBI? Like, how am I more FBI than the FBI? What have y'all been doing during the coronavirus? Y'all have just been fucking off. Haven't even been doing your job. Apparently not. I could see where this was headed. You didn't see it? Jesus Christ. If we're going to talk about, we didn't see it coming. How could you say that? How could you say that? Y'all don't even know how to profile. For real. You have all this information from all these years of investigations and all this data compiled, and you can't see where this is going, bitch. See, that cognitive dissonance kicked in, bitch. For the behavioral science unit at the FBI, that cognitive dissonance. See, you can be somebody who studies people and has a psychology degree, and you still get blindsided because you know what? You suffer from the same psychological condition that other people do. And it's called cognitive dissonance. Even you have cognitive dissonance and are in disbelief that somebody could do something, and you just don't want to believe it, and then it ends up happening and you didn't see it coming. Why? Because you're a human being. So when it comes to the feds, always remember that they're not supremely supernaturally intelligent. These are human beings. Some of them have families. They go back to their wives. They have girlfriends. Sometimes they have boyfriends, you know? They're humans. This idea that the feds have supreme intelligence is bullshit. Most of what the feds know is because somebody reports it to them. As much as they have all this technology and all this shit that you see in the movies, thinking that they're supremely have all this ability to see inside your house, infrared, most of that's propaganda. They get most of their information from human origin, like somebody called and told them that. That's where they get most of it. People talking. Period. I don't have time for anybody who believes that the computers just see everything. They have all this super technology. That's in the movies. You watch too many movies. That is not how it works. Yes, there's cameras everywhere, but I'm not going to be one of those people. The flying saucers that the FBI has flying over, they don't have that type of shit, bruh. You give them way too much power. And even if they did, they still rely on human to human, mouth to mouth communication for them to know anything. So anywho, back to the Austin, Texas, the state capitol situation today, where the armed militia was out protesting in front of the state capitol in Austin. One of the main sound bites was them speaking about the female who they say was murdered inside of the Capitol. Do we all know what female I'm referring to? There's only one person in that whole situation that they keep saying was murdered that I'm aware of, and it's that female who was an Air Force veteran. I'm sure we all know who I'm talking about. And she was shot, and there's video footage of it. And I was actually shocked that there was that type of footage totally available for us to watch. I watched her get shot on a fucking live. You know, I'm like, you know, that's the beauty of live streams now, that you can just watch people get killed. It's just like violence porn or something for some people. Everybody's a little news reporter now. So they got it on camera of many different angles of this female getting shot at pretty much point blank range, you know. So that's besides the point. The point is the militia members are saying she was murdered, you know, murdered. That's a very strong stance. Murdered. So do we see where this could lead and where it's probably leading? Because the fact that there was even armed militia members outside of the state capitol at all today tells me a lot. That's it right there. They're not going away. They were outside of the state capital of Texas, Austin, home of InfoWars and Alex Jones. And Okama listened to Alex Jones today, Mr. Stir It Up. He was there. This is what's so crazy before I say what he said. And I'm summarizing what he said because you know he's as long-winded as me with a raspier voice. He was there the night before the fucking storm the Capitol. He was a keynote speaker. He was, I'm sure of it. We have all heard Alex Jones speak. Surely we have. And even if it's just a snippet on the internet, I'm pretty sure we all know who Alex Jones is and what he sounds like and how he talks on his show, right? I have never heard this dude as passionate as he was the night before the storm the Capitol shit. I mean, we know he yells, but this motherfucker was on another level. The way he was cranking it up. Now, this is what's interesting to me about Alex Jones. He was there the night before the Capitol protests, right? Smell with me, please. Let's smell the shit in the midst. We all know Alex Jones is a big leader of proud behavior. Let's not play. Was he at the Capitol protest himself? Because he spoke the night before it happened as a keynote speaker. Was he there? I was looking for him. Like, where's Alex Jones? You know, he helped stir it up. And you know what that motherfucker was doing today? Because this is where it gets real fun for certain people. Should we name some names, Mythos, of certain people with YouTube channels that have been Alex Jones fans, like key core fans? Like, it's one thing to listen to this dude and just take in, you know, information from him or just observe what he's leading. And it's another thing to be a follower. Ooh, be careful who you follow. They will lead you off a cliff and watch you fall. And then they'll walk back to their stall and eat their hay for their master because they have a saddle on their back and they're getting rode, bitch. Ooh, child. Who do we know, Mythos, that is a big, I'm about to say his name, big Alex Jones fan? And we wonder how and why he was at the Capitol. Who is that? Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Very subtle. We love our subtlety around here. The subtlety, I can't. So, right. I did something very naughty today, and I sat there for maybe I let me tell you how it went down, since I'm being friendly tonight. It all happened outside on a walk I took early this morning, and I was at a picnic table. I have to give you my location where this happened. And I said, and I said it out loud to Akama. I wonder, da da da, da 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 da, should I, da 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 da? I don't know. And I wasn't asking for her permission. I was just using her as a, you know, when you use somebody as a bouncing board, you're not asking them, but you ask the question to them, but don't expect them to give you the answer. You're just like using their face to look at yourself. And I looked at her and I said, should I, da da da? And then it bounced back to me and I said, Then I went somewhere. Oh, I'm being purposely vague. I love it. Accept the mystery, right? I went somewhere and I read some things and I said, does this count? And I said, I don't know. So then I went somewhere else and I read what someone else said that they did. Wow, 8? Wow, okay. And I took that in and I hopped somewhere else and then I hopped back to where I was before and I read it again and I'm like, let's do it. Just because I hate you. And I'm not going to tell you what I did. I have a secret now. I usually spill the beans about everything that I do on YouTube. But I have a fucking secret now. Accept the mystery. I did something that I said I would never do. What is that? Accept the mystery. I know we love riddles here. Hold on, I gotta make sure Yoki has her blankie on because she can't put it on herself. Hold on. And so I did this thing and I asked myself before I did it, I'm like, could this come back on you in any bad way? Because you have to, when you do something to someone, better make sure your ass is clean, right? You better. If you make a decision, because I knew at that moment I was standing at a sort of a crossroads, you know? Cue the Bone Thugs and Harmony song, you know? And I said, well, if I do this thing, it could come back on me. And here's the thing, do I care if it does? Do I care if it does? But see, there's this gay guy who inspired me. And I said, you know what? For once, I want to stick it to you, you know? Using the very thing that you claim to love. I couldn't help it. Now, granted, nothing may come of it, but I did do it. It's not a joke. It's not. So when I did what I did, purposely leaving out all details, taking in the steps of, it's like I'm somebody on the internet right now, you know, somebody who has a YouTube channel and they're extremely, and I just did this thing and I asked myself, should I do it? Will I feel the abundance of this decision? And I said, you know what? You just happen to have the pure, unadulterated tea. And something tells me that you were inside the Capitol. Something told me that you were. I smelled you there. You know what's crazy? I watched so many live streams on Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. I watched so many different ones and I kept smelling somebody. I'm like, oh, that smells like somebody I know. And lo and behold, you were there. I knew I smelled you in the midst. You have a very distinct smell, being the cannibal that you are. And you know what's crazy? Be vague, be vague. Shh, edit, edit. I'm doing a live edit on this live vlog. Edit, edit. You know what's super crazy? The one thing you want to be known for is going to be the very thing that gets you exposed for all those other things that you're really into, using the cover of patriotism and other things. And then those other things will be exposed. I'm just being vague. This is a secret. You know, I hate secrets because I just want to tell everybody. But I did do that. I did. And I didn't feel a shred of guilt when I did that. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. I can't. And I did it just because you're just such a piece of shit. I guess we can all be hypocrites sometimes, right? And since you're the king of hypocrites, sir, I decided I'll have my day of hypocrisy. And today was that day. So I did something, yes, I did. I really want to tell Mythos, but then I'm like, well, if I tell Mythos, well, it's, Okama knows. I feel like I have to tell you, Mythos. I can't tell you to promise not to tell anybody because I don't do that shit. Don't tell anybody I did that. It is ammunition to be used against me. Yes, it is. Because you know how it'll be used against me? Well, you said da 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 da, and you said da 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 da, and you said da 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 da. Let me tell you something. On a federal level, if they ever want to talk to me, I'm not scared to talk to them. You feel me? Interpret that whichever way you like. Yes, believe me, I know that my words can be twisted. I hope you twist them like a good curly noodle, bitch. Boil it in the pot with a little bit of salt. Drain the noodles after 8 to 12 minutes. Pour some pasta sauce on top, bitch, and enjoy the meal. If I can sit here and state bluntly, and that can be twisted, then I will let you curly cue the fuck out of my words like some Arby's fries, bitch. Get some dipping sauce, bitch. Go ahead, twist it around. Maybe you'll find the front end of your face because you're treating your ass like your mouth. Okay, you feel me? Okay. But I took a secret. It was just for my own personal pleasure. I took a secret pleasure in doing that today. You can call it spiteful. Oh, yeah, you can. But what isn't spiteful? I want to say the name so bad. I'm going to tell you, Mythos. I know you won't tell anybody. I'm going to tell you. I've kept this. I was going to text you the moment I did it, but I'm like, I'll just wait on it. It's really not that big of a deal, but it actually is. You feel me?
In my mind, it's not a big deal because I'm like, yeah, yeah. But then I'm like, what would be the odds that when they do something and then they see and they're like, oh shit, and this is something else entirely, you know? And they're like, wow. And then I'm like, wow, who would have thought that by me doing that, all of this would happen? It's the butterfly effect, you know? One little thing ripples and a whole industry falls just because you said two words. Yeah, it was. It was two words. Damn it. Identifiable by two words. What were those words? Two words I said that mattered in a sentence, and that crushed an entire industry. Ripple, bitch, is how I see it. Now we'll have to wait on that because you have to understand where you don't actually. When I make a decision, I can see it rippling all the way around. So I did that today. It's going to take at least 15 days for that to be totally conceived. Maybe less than that, but I give it at least a 15-day cycle for me to see the full effect, at least. So I got to wait a while, you know, for it to go around the world. We wait. We wait. And now that I know it's the new moon today, I'm like, oh, I picked the first of the month to do it, you know? Perfect. So by January 20th, we'll be midway for you, sir. Not Mythos, you. Lingering up, up, up. You right there. I see you. You thought you were going to hide. Oh, I see. No, 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 no. We discovered you in the midst. We saw your face. We're like, ah, our infrared is working. Tunnel vision, we found you. Who would have thought? In the midst of all of that chaos, there you stood, like a beacon of hope. Uh-oh, that's Okama. Okama's coming with the tea, as they say. I can't wait to tell you Mythos. You'll probably, well, actually, let me not say what you'll probably do. Let me not do that. I hate when people do that. Well, you'll probably, don't tell me what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So let me not do that to you. I think it's funny. It's wicked. It is. It's wicked. But at the same time, it's not actually. I hear that in my head. I'm like, it's wicked of you that you did that. Wicked. I'm like, why? I'm just playing the role of a patriot from one patriot to another. Don't fuck with my capital. Don't fuck with my capital. But you said, oh, no, 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 no. We don't get to talk about what I said. No, 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 no. You're on the defensive now. Isn't it great? Well, what? What's going to happen? Oh, I want to say it so bad. But after me saying all that, I definitely can't say it now. So now I've set myself up. This is not something you talk about on live. Listen, y'all have you've gotten comfy with me just bearing my asshole to you guys, just talking about everything I've done. And now you're like, oh, you're not going to tell us this thing. Of course not. I have to have at least one secret just for me. Oh. Now, nothing may come of it. I know there will be an effect, and I will know when that's been felt, and I can see it now. I know how I want it to go down, but I'm not in control of that. You know, I know how I want it to go down, but I'm not in control of that. That's the point. I can see it now, though. It's so beautiful. Just me doing it, I know. I should probably get off of here. I need to just tell me this what I did. Because now I just want to tell him. Yeah, let me get off of here. Okay, I'm gonna tell me this what I did.